Hey friends, Shay here. So today I am here with a romance recommendation video for you. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. So today is going to be all about cozy romance reads. So these are going to be ones that just feel like cozy, that when it's cool outside you just want to curl up with a sweater and a blanket and read, or something to do with the fall season, like football, things like that. So I've got quite a few here. There's one in here that probably won't feel cozy to some people, but I find it very cozy, so I'm including it anyway. So the first one is going to be the Stay a Spell series by Juliet Cross. I have read the first 2 books in this series. I'm currently working on the 3rd. I absolutely love and adore the Sauvage sisters and the dynamic that they're getting with their relationships. These are sisters who are all witches, who are very powerful in their own right, and they get their romantic pairings throughout. I'm quite enjoying the series and would definitely recommend picking it up anytime during cozy fall or spooky season. The next one is going to be Witch Please by Anne Aguirre. Now this is one that I think gives the right, like, cozy witchy vibes. I went in with slightly different expectations, so I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, but I do think if you're looking for a cozy fall read, this boy next door style romance is going to work really well. He's a literal cinnamon roll who makes cinnamon rolls. Like, they're just adorable. It's really sweet, very campy, very cute. So if you like that cozy mystery kind of vibe, but you want that in a romance without the mystery element, that's what Witch Please will give you. So the next 2 are going to be by the same author, and technically they are tied together. So we're talking about The Wall of Winnipeg and Me and Hands Down, both by Mariana Zapata. These are both football-centered slow burn romances. One is an enemies to lovers and one is a second chance. Hands Down is the second chance. I thoroughly enjoyed both of these, but I really love the slow burn capabilities of Mariana Zapata. I know not everybody does, but I sure do, and she's great. I have a great time. So yes, would definitely recommend these. The dynamics within each are great. They are very detailed. Some people say they're overly long. I disagree, but then again, I really enjoy a good slow burn romances, and I did particularly enjoy the audios on this. So if you're just looking for a cozy read for while you're driving, or while you're cleaning your house, decorating for fall or Halloween, this might be a fun one for you. The next one is also a football romance, and that is Intercepted by Alexa Martin. I would recommend the entire series. I technically think I enjoyed Fumbled a little bit more, but these are, again, football romances. They all center around the same team and the partners that they have. So, again, not too much else to say about these. Intercepted is a Black love romance, which I really enjoyed. Book 2 is also a Black romance, and book 4 is a Black romance, if I'm remembering my details correctly. That might be wrong. I think that's correct, though. The next one I'm going to share, I just finished and absolutely adored. It's partially what inspired this video, and that is The Crescent Spell by Zoe Abrams. This is a Why Choose romance that is Howl's Moving Castle inspired. It definitely has its own story and its own feel to it, but there are hints and notes of Howl's Moving Castle throughout. So if you're a fan of Howl's Moving Castle, you will see those moments and appreciate those moments, but you don't have to know or understand Howl's Moving Castle to appreciate this romance for what it is. In this one, we're following a woman named Briar. Briar is a very special and unique woman. I'm not going to tell you why because that's a spoiler. But she has 3 enigmatic, very beautiful men drawn to her for various reasons. Their names are Ian, Calvin, and Avon. And each of them is drawn to her for a similar reason, but a different reason at the same time. And they are all trying to understand why they all have this connection together. Again, it's a Why Choose romance. So yes, 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 yes. I want her with all of them. And there are multiple scenes with multiple partners. So if that's not your jam, you better skip this one. But man, I really enjoyed this one so very much. The next one is the one that I think not everybody's going to find as cozy as I do, but that is, I believe it's called Redemption by Kenya Wright. I read this earlier this year, And this one is a woman escaping a very toxic marriage and running away with her kids. She ends up crashing in the yard of this man who is former mafia. And the way that he invites them into his home and cares for all of them just gives this cozy holiday kind of vibe. Technically, this is based closer to Christmas, so it is a little early, but it does have that cozy feel. And it's one that you definitely want to bundle up with. And this is going to be romantic suspense. It does get suspenseful and it does have its dark moments. But being someone who left an abusive marriage, I related to this on a very visceral, like close level. And I would just definitely recommend reading this one. There are some things in it that are extreme, and I'll say that right up front, but that did not take away from my personal enjoyment of it. So know that it is dark, know that it can be triggering. There is physical assault on page, not by our hero, but by the ex-husband. So do know that all going in, you will see that. And that some of that abuse is directed towards their children that they have together. So I will put those triggers out and those caveats, but I do think that once she gets to this other man's home, things get very cozy. He invites them all in. He has these dogs that are very protective that also protect the children and her, and it's amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend this book. It's just fantastic. The next one is actually a series. This is the Highland Falls series by W. Mason. These are small town romances. They have a festival every year where the men are running around in kilts. Each of the romances that take place in this series have their own cozy vibe to them. So I would just recommend the series as a whole. I'm going to show the first book here, but I have loved each and every one of them and would definitely recommend checking out the series if you haven't, because I think it is really sweet and very fun. There's one where they're blending families together. There's a second chance. There's all sorts. Like, you kind of get a little bit of everything in these small town romances. So that's why I'm going to recommend the series as a whole. The first book has an influencer and a hermit who fall in love. It's amazing. I 10 out of 10 loved this. The next one I'm going to put on this list is The Inn on Sweetbriar Lane by Jeannie Chen. Again, this is another cozy small town romance. We are going to be dealing with characters of Asian descent in this one. I can't remember the specific origin, so I will not specify because I would rather not if I can't remember the specific one. But in this one, it is so sweet and so cute, and I just absolutely loved this with everything that I am. Like, would 10 out of 10 recommend this one as well. I really love a good small town romance, and Forever Romance does those really, really well, by the way. Anything published by Forever Romance that looks like a small town, that'll also count. But I particularly like this series. There's another one coming out, I think this fall. It's coming out pretty soon. So definitely look out for anything by Jeannie Chen, because I think she does a fantastic job of giving you that really cozy, great vibe. And then the last one I'm going to put on here is Just a Heartbeat Away by Cara Bastone. This one actually does take place in the fall, and in it we have a man who's a widower, and he is trying to put his life back together. And one of the teachers of his son basically says, okay, like, you have to do certain things to take better care of your kid or I have to turn you in. So it kind of calls him out on the fact that he's falling apart. They get reacquainted again a while later once he's kind of put things back together, and it is their romance. The way Cara Bastone does these romances is absolutely fantastic. Would 10 out of 10 recommend anything by Cara Bastone, but Just a Heartbeat Away was really precious. It is a single parent romance, and the child is very present in the novel, obviously. So do know that going in, and oh, it's so good. I just love Cara Bastone. Everything I've read by her is 5 stars, so anything Cara Bastone would also count. So with that said, those are my cozy romance recommendations right now. Let me know in the comments down below some of your favorite cozy romances for fall. And if you're here just because you love me, leave me some sort of fall leaf related emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Was it all just a dream, just all in my head?